sweet. Enjoys whistling. Then he put the pad back in his wallet pocket and tucked Stuart's card away in his wallet. I'll keep my eyes open, he promised. Stuart thanked him. They sat for a while in silence. Then the man spoke. Which direction are you headed? He asked. North, said Stuart. North is nice, said the repairman. I've always enjoyed going north. Of course, southwest is a fine direction, too. Yes, I suppose it is, said Stuart thoughtfully. And there's
nothing half so much worth doing as simply messing about in boats. Simply messing, he went on dreamily.
Began to discard from my possessions, to select. One cannot collect all the beautiful shells on the beach. One can only collect a few, and they are more beautiful if they are few. One moon shell is more impressive than 3. There is only one moon in the sky. One double sunrise is an event. 6 are a succession, like a week of school days.
Fascinating book, because I grabbed this because it said celebrating Billy Collins. I'm not a huge fan of poetry, but as a narrator, there's nothing I like to read better than Billy Collins. So this is called How Billy Collins Writes a Poem, from Celebrating Billy Collins. When you first wake up, notice how your mother's voice, calling you to breakfast, sounds like a fire alarm. Watch the steam rising off your oatmeal like tiny clouds and guess where it goes. Pay attention to the smallest things. A fly buzzing near the kitchen window. Bright rocks in the driveway. The handful of marbles in your pocket. The sound they make when you walk. Imagine that the leaves spinning in the wind on the walk to school are alien ships, and the barking dogs belong to a prince. At night, when the stars seem close, reach up and grab some. Our lives are made from these things, and when you describe them, you discover magic. It's the way your pen becomes a wand in your hand. And this may be the only thing you need to know.
Charles Dickens with a writer's block, and he goes to his local pub, sits at the bar very upset and says, I can't think of it, I can't think of it, I can't, give me a martini. To which the bartender says, Oliver Twist. Which leads me to my piece. And I will have my piece. Look at me in that tone of voice. There is something about a martini. A tingle remarkably pleasant. A yellow, a mellow martini. I wish that I had one at present. There's something about a martini ere the dining and dancing begin. And to tell you the truth, it is not the vermouth. I think that perhaps it's the gin. There is something about an old-fashioned that kindles a cardiac glow. It is soothing and soft and impassioned as a lyric by Swinburne or Poe. There's something about an old-fashioned when dusk has enveloped the sky, and it may be the ice or the pineapple slice, but I strongly suspect it's the rye. There's something about a mint julep. It is nectar imbibed in a dream, as fresh as the bud of the tulip, as cool as the bed of the stream. There is something about a mint julep, a fragrance beloved by the lucky. And perhaps it's the tint of the frost and the mint, but I think it was born in Kentucky. There's something they put in a highball that awakens the torpidest brain, that kindles a spark in the eyeball, gliding, singing through vein after vein. There is something they put in a highball, which you'll notice one day if you watch, and it may be the soda, but I judged by the odor. I rather believe it's the scotch. Then, here's to the heartening wassail. Wherever good fellows are found, be its master instead of its vassal, and order the glasses around. For there's something they put in the wassail that prevents it from tasting like wicker, since it's not tapioca or mustard or mocha. I'm forced to conclude it's the
Liquor.
The only son of a poor widow whom creditors did importune. So he set out in the world to make his fortune. His mother's blessing and a crust of bread was his only stake. And pretty soon he saw a frog that was about to be devoured by a snake. And he rescued the frog and drove the snake away. And the frog vowed gratitude to its dying day. And a little later on in his walk, why, he saw a little red hen about to be carried off by a hawk. And he rescued the little hen and drove the hawk away.